Alright, hello everyone, my name is Shep, welcome back to the Butcher's Circus. And I did a bit of a long intro today, but here I am playing against Rapture once again. This is the person that cooked up that very interesting team in the other video, the one with the Musketeer Arbalest backline, and they're cooking again. They have a man-at-arms in position 4 that's immediately going to guard the Jester. They have a Flagellant, they have a Crusader. This honestly looks like, yeah, what does it look like actually? It looks like the Twin Bosses team, doesn't it? With the Flagellant and the Jester, but there's no protection on the Jester. It seems to have a very, very different idea of what it wants to do. Usually on that team the Jester has like Pitfighter's Helm and he has Solo and all that juicy stuff, but not in this one. So in terms of what I'm bringing, this isn't just good old Shep Stress, this is Shep Stress with a twist. It's Shep Stress except I have full-on defense. Not, I'm still gonna have Wretch's Cloak, I'm still gonna have, like, the tiniest bit of offense, but most of the team is defensive. I have Flagellant with Reclaim and Exotic Snuff, which I never bring on Shep Stress. I have an Abomination with Numbing Incense against those stress teams, because I have a Bellowbot Man-at-Arms, so I kinda wanna have anti-damage, anti-stress, and then I have a Dodge Doggy, so I don't get pulled round 1, just to make sure it doesn't happen, because I have that extra bit of dodge, so going for that pull is very, very risky. So yeah, quite an interesting team you've got going here, Shep. Thank you very much, Shep. I appreciate it. And what are you doing today with the background? Explain what this messy mess is. Well, this is the face red droopy eyes. This is the legendary meme from the tournament streams. If you go into any tournament stream that's past, like, I don't know, that's past like 1 year ago until now, this is gonna be there. People are gonna complain about stuns, or, you know, there's gonna be a double stunned character and someone's getting stunned and someone's gonna be, oh, I love stuns in the Butcher Circus, face red droopy eyes everywhere, people just spamming that all over the chat, and it's honestly a lot of fun. A new tournament should be coming soon, this January actually, so stay tuned for that. I will make a video on it quite soon, so definitely stay tuned. Okay, so at this point my opponent just moves forward to the Flagellant because they were kind of out of position and they kind of have crushed Hemlock, so they're probably gonna try to spam that Train of Sorrows and just beat me with DOT, which I should say, if this were the regular Shep Stress, this match would be pretty much a clear win, because I would outstress their DOT. I would just do stress way faster than they do DOT here. Their entire team would be dead, apart from the Flagellant, before like round 5, so it would just be a very fun time, but sadly, I'm a bit more defensive-minded in this situation, but then again, it's still not the end of the world. There's still lots and lots of things I can do, and my offense isn't that terrible just because I take off a couple trinkets. It's still essentially the same team. I'm still essentially playing it the same way, especially in a situation like this. I didn't go for the command buff, because I kinda didn't need it. This Jester doesn't have that plus 15 dodge from the Monkey Spawn. I will go for the command buff now, because there has been a bolster and I have Exotic Snuff and I don't have the attack whistle on the doggy, so I will be going for that command buff here. As much as I'd love to keep spamming those bellows, I feel like this one is kind of mandatory. But yeah, we're gonna try to go on the offense. We're probably gonna keep punishing this Crusader, because we don't particularly want to give Flagellant more healing and more of his stuff. I don't think that would be too smart. That's also, you know, not too smart to be hit by that, but there's absolutely nothing I can do. I just have to suck it up. I just have to suck it up that I just ate 2 crit harvests, which is an ability that really doesn't crit all that much, so I'm very surprised you get not 1 but 2. But, you know, thankfully I get a crit punish as well, but I don't get rewarded with a bleed, which is just unfortunate. This is a face red droopy eyes moment for sure. I also love this background. I think I made it. Honestly, it's been so long since I used this one that I genuinely can't remember if I made it or not, but oh, come on. I have Numbing Incense! I have Numbing Incense and I still don't get the stun resistance. I'm getting robbed here of of my RNG, but yeah, every single face that there was on the crowd has been replaced with face red rupee eyes. The ring mommy has been replaced with face red rupee eyes, and you might not be able to see it too well, but even the skulls on the background, which in the darkest one there's way more skulls and bones just littering the arena, even their skulls have been replaced with face red rupee eyes, which is just beautiful. It is beautiful, that's all I can say about it. Okay, what isn't beautiful is the amount of DOT I'm eating, but I am praying that maybe I use the reclaim. I am praying that maybe I be a smart doggy and start using my reclaim instead of going for RNG punishes here on this Crusader. That might be the move. Maybe drop a reclaim on the Abomination, injure myself, then drop a redeem on the Men-at-Arms. I probably should have been doing that since round 1. But, you know, it's fine. We'll be fine. We're gonna get an affliction here, hopefully. Hopefully we're gonna get an affliction here. We keep hitting that Jester in spite of the bolster, and please an affliction. I would be very happy. Oh god. Of course they get powerful. The trumpeter sounds the horns, and yeah, he went powerful with with glorious standard. It's not the end of the world, honestly. Powerful is a good virtue, but it's not that good. It's definitely quite helpful for my opponent, but it's not a game-breaking virtue. The game is still winnable for me, so you're not gonna see me cry about it just yet. One of the things I could do is try to focus the hell out of him here, because this does not look good. This really does not look good. But I have to make sure I stay alive with... I think he's gonna be fine, actually. He's eating 12 DOT. If I drop a regen on him, he's only eating 6. Yeah, I don't want to do it, but sure. Sure, I'll drop a regen on my Abomination. I'll keep him alive with my reclaims. I hate doing this, but I'll be defensive today. Oh god, there come the damage buffs. So it actually lasts for 4 rounds. Jesus, it lasts for 4 rounds and it's plus 15. Doesn't really matter too much on the flagell. Doesn't matter at all on the Man-at-Arms. It gives him. Okay, he's stunned already. He just did that for the damage. It's pointless. But yeah, it really doesn't matter on anyone but the Jester at this point. It also doesn't buff himself, it only buffs the allies, so that's okay. It would be cool if Courageous, like, healed stress on the allies and not on himself. That would be one nerf for Courageous. We would need to add another, like, 10, maybe 15, maybe 20 on it to make it balanced. Or, you know, if you just want to go the easy way, you just remove it from the Circus entirely. That would work as well. So they're going to go for the Exsanguinate. They're countering the fact that I went for... Oh, God. Oh, the crit 48. Yeah, they're countering the fact that I went for a Reclaim by just spamming the hell out of me with DOTs, which, honestly, that's fair. I would do the same thing, so I can't really say too much about it. I've done 0 stress. Look at this. I've done 0 stress to my opponent. It's round 4. I've done essentially nothing. This feels horrible. I would have gotten 1 affliction, but I've been going aggressive this entire freaking match, and this is what I have. I have 50 stress on the Men-at-Arms. I have 82 on the Jester by round 4. This is just, it's a disaster. They're actually doing a hell of a lot of damage with the Harvest because of the command buff and the powerful buffs. I'm at this door here, so now I have a bit of a choice. Either I heal myself, get stunned, go back down to this door the next round, or I transform here and pray that my opponent doesn't get a death blow because they don't have Dirk Stab anymore. I'm gonna go for the prayer option, and I'm going to drop a rage on the Crusader because my only way of dealing with him now is through collateral damage. He has the glorious standard, he has the bolster, he has these insane resistances. I'm not gonna be able to deal with him with the DOTs, probably not gonna be able to deal with him with the virtues. So I'm just gonna try to take him out this way. It's not gonna be easy because once he heals, he might actually heal for a bit, but we'll see. Come on. Numbing Incense, you've been useless. It's just complete garbage, useless trinket. We'll manage. So at this point, what I actually want to do here is drop a punish on the Crusader, because what happens is he goes to this door, and now even if my opponent changes the guard, the Crusader will have 65 prot, which is a lot, but it's not enough to stop my Hound Sari from dealing damage, because I don't have any damage debuffs on me. What they could do, they still go for it, obviously, because, you know, if they survive, then I don't have Punish, I don't have too many ways of dealing with it, but I should be able to deal damage here. And indeed, I deal damage, but sadly it is not a death blow. It would have been really, really fun if I had gotten that 25 death blow. But there is no justice in this world, and I guess I'm being punished for the face red droopy eyes. It's the second time I've been playing with Rapture, and they're cooking the hell. They're cooking the hell out of me. I don't know what it is with this person. I just can't beat them. This is the second match I've had with them, and I've been getting cooked here. I'm gonna yoink their team again, and I'm gonna do horribly with it while they do amazing. Yeah, I somehow miss a bellow on the Crusader, and honestly, I'm just using my actions before my characters die at this point. Kills masochistic, so a little bit less dodge, I'll take it. A bit of self-damage, sure. Ah, my bomb is dead. I still stand by my decision. I still think going for the transformation there was the move, but yeah, it doesn't. It really doesn't look too good. I want to drop a Reclaim here just so they don't get a double death blow, and so I don't drop the Death Storm. So I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna be dropping a Harry. I'm gonna be praying for some crits, because my doggy has been doing zero freaking stress. He doesn't have Crimson Hook. He doesn't have the crits. He doesn't have the extra stress versus bleeding. He has been just meh this entire match. He finally gets a crit, but even then, like, look at the stress dealt. It's so insignificant having only the 12 stress base. It's sadly not enough. It really isn't enough against a team like this, and it sucks. It sucks that it's not enough. So the Man-at-Arms is gone as well, unfortunately, and soon enough it shall be only the Flagellant remaining. Both corpses removed the same turn because of that. I do have some dodge, but they went Battle Ballad and they have command buffs, so I highly doubt I will dodge. No, it's impossible for me to actually get a dodge going here, and I think my only way of winning this, I still think there's a chance, as small as it looks. My only way of winning this is through afflicting the Man-at-Arms, making him do some silly action instead of guarding the Crusader, getting a crit punish on the Crusader, taking the Crusader out, and then using my dodge supremacy and my stun resistances, which, you know, neither of them have been working, to then be able to win the 2v2 against this Flagellant, also by somehow the Jester whiffing the finale. So it doesn't look too good. It does not look too good. But I can always pray on my doggy getting 500 death blow resistances. It has happened before, so it is something that could happen here too. Me getting afflicted could actually be good, because I might get, what do you call it? I might get Fearful or Paranoid, which would be extra dodge, so that would be quite nice. See, I do survive, so that's wonderful. Of course, they have the finale here with a lot of buffs. Even if I harry, they finale my ass. They have, how many buffs on there? 1 bell debuff, Masochistic doesn't matter. How much freaking damage is that? That's like 18 to 29. Plus the damage buff. It's definitely enough to finale my Flagellant, so I have to go for the redeem here, or else I'm just not enjoying myself. Yeah, if the Flagellant is gone, it's pretty obvious that it's GG here. Honestly, once they kill my doggy, I will just call it GG. But I'm praying that the Jester goes for the finale here on the Flagellant, maybe being a bit greedy, and maybe I can turn things around that way, but it does not look good for me. So there's gonna be a punish coming down, of course it lands, gets a crit, maybe I get the dodge affliction, I can turn this. I do get the dodge affliction, look, I went paranoid, wonderful. And yeah, I have way too much DOT on me, so honestly Reclaim is a good tool, but not against teams that have this amount of DOT, even though I'm not the biggest Reclaim enjoyer. Even I will know that Reclaim sucks, especially against a team that's already DOTing the hell out of you, so the Reclaim practically makes no difference. You kind of have to be aggressive, but when you have a Flagellant which wants to be hit, and you have a Crusader which has insane resistances, no stress taken. It's just, what can you do? And you can't even do the base damage by getting like a lucky crit for 9 because you went Bulwark of White against my stress team, which unironically worked. So they go for the command buff at last. The Jester is in position 2. The Crusader's at 5 HP. He is no longer guarded. How? Who said no to something? I think Hopeless went for a knocked out guard on the Jester. The Jester said no. And then the Crusader... No, and then the Men-at-Arms decided to go for a command buff instead. I think that's what happened, but I'm not entirely sure. But the command buff did not affect the Jester, actually. Yeah, that did not happen. And it looks like this is just gonna be a slow crawl towards oblivion, because I'm gonna... Okay, okay, I see how it is. Yeah, see, we can at least see the face red droopy eyes behind my characters, right? Yeah, let's go for match number 2 with a little bit of a different team. Alright, and here we go, straight into a match number 2, this time against the damage team, of course. Now that I don't bring my super cool stress team with the Bellobot, I actually run into a damage team where I would absolutely love it. But, you know, looks like I'm running into a full control, full screw you team with a Fleshbound Grimoire, Eerie Eye Occultist. This is the massive middle finger to the Grave Robber and Antiquarian Enjoyers. There's Stun Synergy, that's actually pretty cool. But I am playing a better stun team. I am playing the one and only WD. So I'm gonna start off by going for a stun the Crusader. Shep, that's throwing. You should have pulled the Vestal. I could have, but honestly, I will just... no, honestly, it was throwing. I should have dropped Caltrops round 1. Clearly, I should have dropped the Caltrops round 1. But I think that this is overall going to be a better move for me, because now I might get a crit Holy Lance, which I don't. But I have a guaranteed chance of getting the stun on the Crusader. I went first, so going for the stunning blow is not too reliable, and I just like going for manacles on the enemy Crusaders round 1. I feel like it works relatively well. They go for the second push. Sadly for my opponent, it fails. Thing is, if I go for the mark here, or rather, if I go for the pull, I get the pull, but then I get stunned, which isn't too bad, actually. It really isn't all that bad, because if they stun my Arbalest, I still get to go first next round, so they're probably still gonna die, which I'm very, very happy about. I'm very, very pleased about. Another thing they could go for is move to position 1, but regardless of what my opponent does here, they're sadly playing the weaker character. So my Arbalest should be able to just win this. Another thing I could do, instead of pressing the shoot button on this mark, would be to stun the Vestal immediately, but I think this is going to be a better move, because, you know, since I have the mark, I might as well take advantage of it. And indeed, I do a lot of damage, so now she's a one-shot, which is exactly what I wanted. And not only is she a one-shot, she's a one-shot with a stun, which is just beautiful, because now you can't use your self-heal, because I just go for the manacles. So I went for the stun with my Abomination, because I can't stun with my Crusader at the moment, and while this looks very, very rough for my WD, I still think I should be able to get a kill here eventually. They're gonna go for the stunning blow instead of going for the heal, which is quite surprising. It feels like they're going for a trade of characters. They have accepted that my Caltrops will get the death blow, and what they want to do instead of that is just go for the big finish him and just try to win the match that way. Now, unfortunately, my Caltrops did not get the death blow, so... Okay, the 50 fails, there's still the Occultist heals, there's still the Crusader heals, there's still this finish him coming through for 19 damage, because I have 5 base prot, because Arbalest is balanced. You know, the Arbalest, this character with plate, okay, she has prot. You know this Vestal, this character with plate, none! Yeah, absolutely none. Really sucks to be you. Ah, she is a nun, and she has no prot, yeah, interesting. She is a nun and she has none in terms of the protection, so I'm actually in a bit of a rough spot here, because if I don't get this death blow or this stun, I'm really, really screwed. Because if I didn't, there would just be a Divine Comfort and stuff would get really, really rough for me. Now, thankfully that doesn't happen, so everything is going to be fine. They're still going to drop a Zealous Accusation here. This is still going to be scary. Oh, crit for 14! Yo, that is unfair right now. That is very unfair, but okay. And I could go for a bit of a choice here, and I think I will go for the stunning choice. Sadly, it's only 70, and sadly it only rolls for 5. Oh, how I hate not having Spike Chain. It's unfortunate, but you kinda need the net. Please crit. Oh, that's so juicy that they got the crit on there. That actually saves my match. Because if they didn't get the crit, I would be really screwed, because these characters do not like having a dead Arbalest in position 1. But sadly, they got the crit. So I'm actually relatively okay here. So I still drop the Bounty Hunter down to 0. I have cantrips on the opponent's team, while they don't have cantrips on me. And I still get to go first, which is really good. They can go for the heal here, which they will obviously, or else they just die, and they roll for 8, which is also quite decent. So I could immediately go for the manacles, but I think not. I will instead go for the stun on the Crusader. That is their... It is technically their damage source, because their damage source this match has been the Bounty Hunter with the Finish Him and the Heartseeker. Very cool combo. 60 damage versus stun, 25% damage melee skills, and it actually hurts. It's not as good as the Arbalest, but it actually still hurts. They also have the Collect Bounty to use their Bounty Hunter with, but honestly, getting rid of your healing character, big mistake, because a big mistake, buddy, because now I get to just go for the stun, and I didn't honestly, going for the stun there, maybe not the move. I could have just transformed and raged, but I could have whiffed it because there is 10 dodge on there. So all I had to do was go for a move that would bring this Bounty Hunter down to 0 HP, and I can get a confirmed kill to finish him, because I stunned your healing character and you used your other healing character prematurely. So now, out of nowhere, I have a character advantage, and you have caltrips on you, and I have stun advantage. I don't have heal advantage, but, you know, that might change sometime soon. They're gonna keep spamming vulnerability hexes. They have noticed that, you know, their only way of winning here is maybe through getting an affliction on me through the Zealous accusation, which, I mean, fair enough. Fair enough, that might indeed be your only way of winning. And what I actually want to do here is, I don't want to go for the risky 70% stun chance. I actually want to go for the slam here, because if they stay in position 3, they're being useless. If they Holy Lance, they're getting stunned into a kill. And regardless of who they Holy Lance here, they can't bring them down to 0. They can't Holy Lance my Bounty Hunter for 38, they can't Holy Lance my Crusader for 31. So regardless of what they do here, I'm free to just drop a stunning blow now. Even though they had 7 HP, the little bleeds take them down to just enough for me to have a confirmed chance of dealing enough damage. And now the Bounty Hunter should be getting a kill, and it is essentially finito by round 5, which is quite cool. So yeah, I forgot to mention this at the start, but Shep, come on, a WD match? Look, I lost the previous match quite hard. I lost the previous video quite hard. I don't think the video before that went too nicely either. I need a win. I am desperate here. If we look at the bar after this, it's like halfway through the Darkest 2. Things are not coming up shepherd doggy these past couple of videos. But it will be alright. I'm gonna go for the pull on the Occultist, and now it's essentially GG. My opponent is just in denial, because, I mean, the Occultist and the end of the game, it's just terrible. It is, especially against stuns. He's just really not having a good time. Did I go abusive? How do I have so much damage? Oh, I got all the crits. I got all the juicy crits. That's why I have so much damage. But yeah, it will all be over soon. With a chop from the finisher. Well, you know, a swing of the Bounty Hunter's axe with the finish them. That's what the move should be called. And there we go, the 90. So let's go for match number 3. Alright, and here we go, straight into a match number 3, this time against Gingy, which is someone that is playing with a Musketeer Halo comp, it seems. They're quite a weird one at that. There are some weird trinket choices, but I believe the reason for that is because they don't have all the trinkets yet, but they are veteran rank, and veteran ranks are kind of the better players in the Butcher Circus, honestly, because they are really quite good, because they usually cook up a lot of the good teams. If they're stealing teams from, you know, other players, they already have enough knowledge to apply it relatively well, and if they're not stealing teams, if they're making their own teams, they can sometimes cook some crazy stuff that the Butcher Circus Darkest players, you know, are kind of just too old and what do you call it? and not innovative enough to cook up themselves. So, at this point, I kinda wanna focus a bounty hunter down. That is pretty obvious. I have a few ways of doing it, but I'm actually going to cook a little bit here. Instead of going for stun on the Crusader, blah 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 blah, I'm gonna rage. I'm gonna do 23 damage, which is the max roll on the bounty hunter. Oh, so unlucky! One off of this door. But it's gonna be perfectly okay, because I get immediate pressure off of it. So my opponent goes for what you could consider a misplay, but there's genuinely nothing they can do here. My plan was, you know what, I dealt some damage with the Holy Lance. If I get a nice rage off here, I have extra accuracy from the Red Tiara's Net, so it has decent accuracy. I have extra damage from the Brass Knuckles, so I'm fine to just do this, get a bullet off, immediate kill. Round 1, going second, I don't care. I get a kill on you, Bounty Hunter is gone, and that's why you don't pull the Arbalist. Shep, what else do you want to do? What else do you want to do against WD? Well, there is a white flag up there. That's what you usually do against this team. It is very unfun to play into. Someone was actually commenting about that when it comes to the upcoming tourney, because there won't be character bans anymore. So there's basically gonna be just if you win with a team in the best of 5, or so, I will explain this in further detail, but if you win with a team in the best of 3 or best of 5, you can't play that team again. So if I were to beat you at WD, then, you know, at least you can rest for the rest of the best of, because I won't play this team again. I am not allowed to play these 4 characters once more. So I'm getting double stunned here, which is just a massive misplay, but because, you know, they're just flare. And you know what that results in? Not only do I completely nullify 2 of my opponent's actions, I give myself 2 actions to remove 2 of my opponent's actions. Yeah, it really is quite fun. I don't think the math added up too well on that. I think I might have said 2 like 1 times too many, but I will just go for the manacles here on the Jester, so no more Jester turn. I will go for the heal on the Crusader, because he's actually taken a fair amount of DOT, and I will just stun the enemy Crusader, and this should be a guaranteed win. The only way this could go terribly wrong is if I missed every single ability on this freaking Jester, and oh, I've already used my Arbalist turn to flare. Oops, silly doggy. As if I missed every single ability on this Jester. They got a finale off, and then, I don't know, Glorious Standard gets a clutch heal for like 16. that's their path to victory. But they're gonna slowly chip away at this Crusader's health bar. Or, you know, not so slowly chip away at this Crusader's health bar, honestly. This finish him, and he's probably going down. Yeah, he is going down. And yeah, there's just nothing you can do against the WD. So I kind of just realized, well, what is this video about, Shep? This is you playing with a team you don't usually play with, getting your ass handed to you, and then just rage queuing with WD. Yeah, I think that's kind of what happened in this situation, which is kind of interesting. But look at that, I can still lose this because half his HP is back, hooray. And if he gets healed again, he's actually going to receive more healing. Hooray. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to keep stunning him. Ow, it fails. Ah, I would have loved for that stun to land. But it's fine. Don't worry about it. No way Shepherd Doggy throws a match that has gone this well from round 1, right? Yeah, there's absolutely no way. It's funny because you look at a match like this and you think, oh, WD is so overpowered. WD is so overpowered, but there were so many chances of me just failing this entirely. Not in this one, because the Bounty Hunter was not that difficult to hit, but my hit chance with the Holy Lance was an 85. I could have very well have dealt 0 damage with it. It could have whiffed. Same thing with the stun chances. You're usually going to have to be going for 85s, you're going to have to be going for 70s. Same thing with the hit chances. And that rage I had, it was 96 accuracy against 10 dodge, so it was an 86% chance I hit. So my match could have gone really poorly right from the first moment. And oftentimes it does. That is, what do you call it? It's Murphy's Law, right? If something can go wrong, it will go wrong. No, that's not quite how it is, honestly, but it's something like that. It's something like that. Let's just say that it is. So they're gonna go for yet another heal. 13, it should be okay. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go for the finisher. I'm gonna do enough damage. I'm gonna flare away all the pesky stuff. And then I'm gonna whiff the stun on the Jester after he Dirk stabs, and they're gonna get finale on my Arbalist. Hurrah. That's probably what's gonna happen here, but honestly, if they go for the finale start of next round, they're throwing, because then their Crusader is just dead. But unfortunately, no, I land the 60. And I could have also whiffed, I could have whiffed the 60 there. That has some massive implications, so I kind of feel like WD is the sort of team which is really, really powerful, but you have to maneuver it in the correct direction. And every little, like, if you just mess up a millimeter and trying to... Oh, I just lost half the audience saying millimeter, but if you just mess up a teeny tiny bit in how you're maneuvering it, if you do just one inaccurate move, it might put you far enough behind that you actually won't be able to win anymore. I feel like that's the case with WD against some very effective defensive stress teams most of the time, especially if they have dodge. If they have dodge, you have to hit every single ability and, you know, get lucky every single time. But, you know, such is the way of the Butcher Circus. I'm gonna go for the stun here. I wanted to go for the shot first, because it would deal more damage. Honestly, maybe not the wisest idea. Could have gone for the stun first, then the shot to get the extra 12 accuracy, especially since I just got the max roll on the stun anyway. But, yeah, for the Americans who don't know what a millimeter is, it's... you know, it's a very small thing. Very, very, very small thing. You have centimeters, which are quite small, then you have millimeters, which are like teeny tiny. Like the size... 5 millimeters is probably like 1 ant. Yeah, probably so something of the likes. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you again another time. Cheers. The effects of playing WD, by the way. Easy rank 1.